practice tonight. This is gonna be my last kind of somewhat go hard practice before my match, June 12th. Fly out on the 8th, come back on the 13th. I'm gonna be flying into Great Falls. From there, I'm gonna be catching a bus to the border. I got my buddy to come pick me up from there. Let's get into it. Training's going good. I'm starting to work on my taper down now. I figure another week of mediocre lifting. Not gonna go too hard, more just a little bit of a pump just to get the blood moving. Throughout all that, I'm gonna be doing yard work, planting some trees and everything else I got going on in my backyard. So it's coming along real good. Let's get into some predictions. So 2 more days and you got my man Devin and Michael Todd going at her. You've got Larry Wheels versus Schoolboy. That's going to be going on. What else we got here? We got Coach Ray versus another guy I'm not really sure. So I'll start with that one. I haven't really paid much attention to who this other guy that Coach Ray's polling. I don't really know much about him. He sounds like he could be a good poller. I believe Mazar Sahal. Thanks, Hailberg. I'm gonna say Coach Ray is gonna win this one. Just off of what I've heard other people talking about it, I'm gonna say Coach Ray. Not really sure too much about their styles, how it's gonna work out, but Coach Ray definitely has a lot more knowledge behind him. I think he's gonna be able to figure it out. Second match, we got Schoolboy and Larry Wheels. Schoolboy, he's not new to the sport. He knows what he's doing. He's also a threat. Larry Wheels is putting on tons and tons of effort. He's making gains all around the tables. I'm gonna say Larry, if Larry wins, it's because Schoolboy let him get a little something. I'm gonna go with, obviously, Schoolboy. I'm gonna say 5-1. I think they're going all 6 rounds. So I'm gonna say Schoolboy 5-1 because he underestimates Larry, tends to toy with him a little bit and ends up getting in there. Devin versus Michael. Devin is massive right now. Devin was massive when I went and seen him about a month ago in Ottawa. So he's gotten even more massive. He's probably a lot more healed up. I know he wasn't doing so healthy about 3 months ago, but this has really definitely hit him in a good way, where I believe Devin, not only mentally but physically, is probably in the best shape of his life. I believe, on the other hand, Michael is also in the best shape of his life as well. But I believe stronger mentally with the mindset that Devin has going into this, I do believe Devin's gonna win. I don't think he's gonna take it easy. I don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park for him by any way whatsoever. But I do believe Devin is gonna walk away victorious. And I do believe that Michael is gonna squeak a few wins on him because he does have a few different areas where he can go with it. I'm gonna say 4-2 for my man Devin. So those are my predictions for the 28th coming up. 10 a.m. I'm gonna have my smoker fired up first thing in the morning. I'm gonna have a few people coming over. We'll be watching the show live, of course. Music will be blaring. Probably do some pulling too. Light pulling though, right? I'm starting to ease up now. So, not tickle my limits, Larad. What's up, my guy? Hope you're feeling strong as balls. And damn, Devin is gonna weigh in at a massive number. Can't wait to see him smash. Thank you, sir, for that super chat. And yeah, man, I'm feeling good. I was feeling very sluggish the last week, just weak, tapered down. I think I was overtraining a little bit, maybe not eating enough, not napping enough. I was taking naps quite a bit in the afternoons, but I don't think they were as deep as they should have been. So I'm definitely feeling a lot better. Just heal it up a little bit. I'm feeling super fresh right now. So I'm thinking go hard for another 4 or 5 days, and then I'm really just gonna taper down light, and just concentrate on yard work and fill in my fucking tummy as much as I can. So I honestly believe that come June 12th, I'm gonna feel fucking phenomenal. So it's gonna be really, really good. I believe Devin's gonna blow through Michael, but I could be wrong. I don't know about that. I don't think he's gonna blow through him. I don't think anybody is able to blow through Michael unless you have a retarded hit, and Devin ain't got no hit. It's gonna be a work the whole fucking way, but Devin is gonna be going hard throughout it. Definitely gonna be working every angle he can. There's gonna be a lot of angles he's gonna work, and I believe he's gonna get stalled, he's gonna hit somewhere else and come back again, but I definitely believe he has the right path that he needs to take in order to get there, and it's not gonna be a cakewalk by any means whatsoever. So, DC Beamer. Hey Matt, here's a Wild Horse logo based on the knockoff Ferrari logo. I'll have to check that out. I'll save that link and I'll go check her out later. Thank you, sir, for that super chat. If not, I'll go scroll back and check it out too as well. I've already kind of got the Wild Horse logo initially set up from the Wild Horse company. I'd kind of like to keep it going. The old owner of the company actually gave me rights. He said I can go ahead and use it as much as I want. So I'm definitely thinking that one, but I'll definitely check that one out. Maybe we can blend them together. So, I ate so bad yesterday that my hands hurt today. My hands turned to grapes. Right on. That doesn't sound very fucking healthy. Do you believe pull-ups help for arm wrestling? And do you ever do any? Yes, I do believe pull-ups are phenomenal for arm wrestling, especially to help keep you tight and contained as opposed to getting opened up more. Do I do pull-ups? Yes, I do pull-ups every third day. I usually do anywhere from 120 to 150 of them, depending on how I'm feeling. But when it's my back day, it's pull-ups, and more pull-ups. The more pull-ups you do, I believe, the better you're gonna be able to hold all that containment in there. So, Matt, have you ever seen how strong Gennady is? I've seen how strong he is. I've never gripped up with him. I've never actually met the man in person, never shook his hand, so I don't know exactly what his mitt feels like, but the dude looks like a fucking freight train. From the match I've seen, him against Dave Chafee, I don't believe he was 100% at the time, but anybody that makes Dave Chafee work as hard as he did that day, then yeah, man, the dude is an absolute fucking freak as far as I'm concerned. And from what I can tell, he looks even bigger. Either he's gained a lot more mass, or it's more so just because he's got a bigger beard and he looks bigger, but he looks a lot bigger and he looks a lot meaner than he's ever been from what I've seen in some of his recent videos. So I would say that dude is one bad motherfucker. Gennady is scary. Hey Matt, what are your top arm wrestling exercises to build power and speed? For speed, it's more, I've just been blessed with a natural twitch reflex. If I concentrate on hearing a certain word, if I hear it, I can explode as soon as it comes into my fucking ear. As for power, I find most of power is actually gained on the table with arm wrestling table time. Everything else is also to help with the power in certain areas, but it's all based around table time. If you can sit on the table, pull for fucking hours, have anybody do whatever the fuck they want to their arm, that's where your power is gonna come from. So I say table time, 100% key. As for exercises, I've got a few exercises I do. My pulley system I work the shit out of. I got my towel with my weights hanging on it where I work my pronation, which is really good for the back and the pronation. That's huge, one of my biggest ones. Another one is the strap coming over the hand and just working the angles that you feel you need to work on to get you to the strength or the power where you want to be. Omer Olusan. You worried about Hermes? Of course I'm worried about Hermes. If I wasn't worried about Hermes, I'd be a fucking idiot. The dude has so much fucking potential. He's strong as fucking balls. He's fairly quick. He's crafty. He's got some wins on some big names. He's no slouch by any means whatsoever. So yeah, absolutely, I'm worried about Hermes. But for me, when I'm worried about somebody, it usually feels me more. I don't take too much advantage of what I think is going to happen, and I tend to dissect. I tend to think about it more. I tend to get myself more into the zone. So yeah, I'm worried fucking shitless about Hermes, and I think if I wasn't, I'd be a fucking fool. So yeah, I am fucking worried about Hermes. Did I stake anyone on the 28th? I haven't yet. I got to open up a stake account, I believe, or whatever. But I do plan on putting $100 on Devin if it's not full by now. So best of luck on your upcoming match. Gertz from Belgium. Thanks, buddy. It's going to be a fucking war, I believe. I believe it's going to be a setup war more than anything. I don't believe that once the match starts, it's going to be a war from there unless we both stalemate each other up top. But I believe it's more going to be a tactical war in the setup and everything else for the match. So can we bet on yours? I talked to Devin before he had everything again set up with his match and Michael's and everybody else getting staked. So and he was saying that they're looking at being able to get stakes going for our match as well. They obviously want to see how the first round goes, make sure everything and all the kinks and all that are worked out. But I do believe there is talks of our match being staken as well. So that might be something to get in on. Hey, should fucking pull a bunch of cash out of the bank and just dump a bunch of money on my fucking self. So, yeah, we are all behind you, Canada North, strong and free. Thank you, Avatar Magnus. It's gonna be a fucking good time for sure. Jason Webb, 21,000 plus subscribers. Yeah, it's coming good. Thank you everybody that has actually taken the time to subscribe to my channel. Matt, what's your goal after match against Hermes? Do you see yourself to join PAL in the future? I don't know. I'm not looking at PAL right now in any way. There'd obviously have to be some discussions and everything else. I wouldn't just jump over. I do like WL. I like where it's going and I like where they're at. And I do like the no holds barred setups and everything else that's involved with it. I think it's way more fucking entertaining than standing there watching people foul each other out for 20 minutes to determine a fucking winner. So I don't know. Can I pull PAL? Would I be able to handle the setup, everything else? I believe without a fucking doubt. But PAL is not really something I'm trying to strive for. If opportunity, something came up, then I definitely maybe talk about it, should other stuff kind of sink even more. But other than that, no, I'm not, that's not one of my goals, PAL, not at all. Why don't you cut your hair? You will look cool without hair and short beard. You have not seen me without hair. I look like a fucking tit. It's happened once and only fucking once. So no, I'm not gonna fucking shave my head. I don't care. I'm gonna run this motherfucker out until she's fucking way more bald than it is now. So, and eventually along the way, I'll end up getting fucking hair implants and everything else in there. Get the fucking spray and fucking can shit going. But no, I'm not gonna fucking shave my head because I've seen what it looks like and it ain't fucking worth fucking even advertising. So I would lose half my fucking subscribers on this channel if I shaved my fucking head. So Matt, are you mad the Oilers got swept by the Jets? Oh, Winnipeg Jets has a fucking team again. I don't really watch fucking hockey. No, I'm not mad that the Oilers got swept by the Jets. So I never really have watched hockey. I maybe watch the playoff games if it happens, but 90% of the time I don't even know who the fuck makes it to the playoffs. I didn't even know we were playing hockey this year, to tell you the truth. Are you taking my bald, Cody? Fuck, buddy, I tell you right now, if my hair looked anything like yours, I would probably wear a ball cap 24/7 too. This one dude that trains with us, Cody Slugga, I'm telling you, I need to fight. We're gonna hold him down at practice tonight, and we're gonna rip his fucking hat off, and I'm gonna take a picture of this thing. And I tell you, he was saying I looked almost like him, and there's no way. If I looked that fucking bad, I would shave my head, but it doesn't look even close to that bad. So, Darko, thank you, sir, for that super chat. It doesn't look like you have a question by the looks of it, but thank you anyways for chiming in. Who do you have for the arm wrestling card on Friday, and how many rounds? If you had tuned in at 2 o'clock when we started, I would have told you this. I say Devin 4-2. I say Coach Ray 4-2, 5-1. And Schoolboy is going to take it 5-1. And that's only if he completely underestimates Larry and lets Larry get into a position where he may be able to pin him, but I do not believe that will happen in any way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, I still believe that it's too soon. Don't shave it off. Look what happened with Viola. He lost all his strength. See, exactly. Try shoveling gravel for 8 hours for endurance. Most people nowadays can't even use the shovel properly, and definitely build strength and size as well. I know, dude, I use shoveling actually quite a bit lately. Filled all my garden beds. I've been shoveling out. I got a garden bed around the fire pit. I'm digging that out. I'm digging trenches along the front of the outside of the fence. I'm putting all the dirt from there into there. I'm going to plant raspberries on the outside. All that area I pull out from around my fire pit area, I'm going to be filling full of rocks. So I'll be shoveling rocks and gravel and everything else too. So I shovel every summer. I love digging holes and filling up full of dirt. So, will you get your hair transplant in Turkey? If I didn't have to come back to my daughter's dance recital, I probably would have stayed a couple more days, and I would have looked into getting my hair transplant. Because I hear they're only like $1,500 to $3,000 there. My buddy Sean had actually looked into it as well. Sean Crowley, I know you're probably watching. But he was thinking maybe if we went together, we get a package deal too for the price of one or something. But I don't know how that works. So, but maybe we'll just have to plan a trip sometime in the future after this one to get my hair done there. So, can you shout out to my friend Nick Gurr? It's his birthday. Happy motherfucking birthday, Nick Gurr. So, Dennis Saplinkops. I'm sure you have talk about it, but will the PAL setup help Hermes get across more power, or will it make no difference? In no way do I mean that it would compromise you. I honestly do not know, to tell you the truth, how much it's going to affect. I believe there's a possibility he may be able to get a little more of a cup. There's going to be a lot less load involved. Should there want to be any load from the beginning, it's going to be a lot harder to get a load, I believe, with the WL setup, because we're not so much fighting anymore. It's more pretty much a set grip. Either one person's settling or it's a set grip, and you're not actually closing your hand where you want. So no, I'm not sure. I'm not really sure how much it's going to affect me. I know that my first 15 years, it was all WL setup or WAF setup and rules, so I don't believe it's going to be too much of an issue. I know we've talked about little bumps and fouls are not going to be called. We're only going to be calling actual significant fouls where somebody's gained a position. If it's a little bobble, I could fucking care less if there's no position gain. So, and I believe Hermes is on the same page there. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's a while since I set up like that, but I feel I practice it every single time I have practice. So it's gonna be interesting. Kirsten Prodigy, what's going on, my man? Fucking 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna be fucking seeing you at an airport. So thank you, sir, for that super chat. Jesse T, how do you mentally prepare to a match? How do you handle a bad day, temporary motivational issues? A bad day, I try to use it to fucking fuel me. Mentally preparing for a match, I honestly think that what I do best for it is visualizing it. The more you visualize it, the more you run through it, the more you pretend you've been there, the way you've seen everything, the way you see the ref setting up, the way you see the fucking ugly smirk on the man's face across the fucking table from you. The more you visualize everything, the more I mentally prepare myself for it. So when I actually get to the table, I'm not overwhelmed by what's going on because I've already visualized it, I've already seen it. It's already happened how many fucking times in my own mind. So majority of what will happen will have already been an experience to me, and it's more just gonna happen naturally at that point. I try to condition myself to where the positions I'm going and I'm trying to achieve. I go through my motions. I picture the ref saying go, and I'll slowly go through it, and I'll make sure that all my muscle movements and everything, I'm actually gonna be starting this tomorrow, are all gonna be natural, slow movement, like natural movements, muscle memory, where I don't actually have to think about what I'm doing. So when the time comes, it just happens because it all feels natural. I do believe that is what I do, and that's what I do for myself anyways, to get more mentally prepared and psyched for a match should it come up. Avatar Magnus, again, hey Matt, what do you think about the old donut elbow pads? I've tried and really like the feel. Your perspective would be appreciated, thanks. If you know what you're doing with those donut pads, you can use them 100% to your advantage. Yes, they're fucking 100% fucking more comfortable. You got a little cushion all the way around you, but with that cushion, if you wedge your elbow right up against that cushion, you can almost create a little bit of a wedge, so it's harder for your arm to go down. So that is actually one of the reasons why they got rid of those cups, is because you're actually able to use them to your advantage. So yeah. SG Records, Hermes will definitely get access to more power from fair grip at PAL rules, because that's the reason he was unsatisfied with WL rules. Said he wasn't able to show his potential. That may be so. That may be so. I personally don't feel that it was unfair fucking setups. I felt him moving majority of the time at the beginning. The first match, you didn't hear him complaining when I didn't really fight him in the setup, and he was able to get a little bit more of a cock. You didn't hear him complain about that first match. It wasn't until I prevented him from being able to get that cock that he wanted. Every time he went to go, he just lost more. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do believe that I'm gonna be pulling a different Hermes. He's obviously gonna be more prepared because this is his style. This is what he's more used to, so he doesn't have to try to adapt in any way. So the difference between me and him is I'm somewhat adaptable. What you're able to tell from the first time we pulled, I adapted from that first round. I adjusted. Something that he should have tried to do. So, and it's something that I'm sure he's gonna be coming at this time. So yeah, so it should be fucking interesting. I know I'm excited. I'm excited, I'm looking forward to seeing different sights in Turkey. So, I think these will be quick matches, one off the hit. I don't think they're gonna be one so much off the hit. I believe they're gonna be quick matches, but they're gonna be one off position. Whoever gets their position first, I believe, is going to explode. I know as soon as I feel fucking comfortable in any way, I plan on ripping his fucking arm off and slamming his hand to the pad as quick as possible, because as soon as he feels uncomfortable, especially with the WAF rules, he can significant double foul, the match will stop, we'll get a restart. So yeah, so as soon as I feel comfortable in any way, I'm fucking exploding. And I do believe that he's probably going to do the same, because I know if I feel completely outtaken and out of position, I'm not able to do anything from that point, I'm going to be using that to my advantage as well, and I will be getting a restart. One of the flaws, I believe, with the fouls every time they stop the match, they make them a little more boring, a lot more longed out. So, hey Matt, have you ever arm wrestled Michael under the table Todd? I've never arm wrestled him in a competition ever, but I have pulled with him at a practice table. He is somebody that I would love to fucking pull. His press is fucking deadly and kills the fucking elbow, but he's somebody I'd still love to pull. V Poji, boss, thank you sir for that super chat. Can this version of Matt beat Devin now? I don't think there's many people on the planet that can beat Devin right now. Well, Devin is more so trained for Michael, so there might be people that can probably beat Devin right now. But just because he's so mentally bound on what he needs to do with Michael. But I believe that with the shape Devin's in right today, for me and him to pull, I would say no, Devin would probably beat me. And that's just me being realistic. I would say another 3-4 months of me training injury-free, continue to push my limits without exceeding them and just tickling them, I would say that it may be a different story. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll get to see that match. All I know is that I got to worry about Hermes first. We'll see what happens with Hermes, and then the whole fucking world's my oyster at that point. So we'll see what happens. I think Matt wins 4-2 or gets 3, whatever format it is. Wild horse, fuck the world. I believe it's 5 rounds. So whoever wins 3 wins the whole thing, but we're going 5 rounds regardless to see what happens. So we'll go 3 rounds, one person wins, then we're gonna go 2 more rounds, and then we can fuck around at that point. So, Igor love me, Crybaby Hermes. He does. Same with Engen. Engen loves you too, Crybaby Hermes. So you got a lot of love there over in the East. So Mask versus Bresnan. There's a couple times that I've looked at getting that match set up. There's been a few discussions around it. Every single time that it has, it's worked out where I got something going on with WL or Tim has something going on with PAL. But I do believe that is a match that may possibly happen sometime in the future. He is a man I would love to pull. Insane top roll. Super strong hand. Crazy strong fucking thumb. I would definitely love to pull him someday. Whether it'll happen soon, I don't really know. Hopefully it's before he gets too old. He's already fucking old now, but he can still fucking bang with some of the fucking best of them, if you ask me. So, what are you asking questions if you're not going to pay attention to the answers? Swedish Viking. He's already answered that twice. Apparently I've already answered the question and I never did see your question. So if I did give you an answer, it would have been just a quick ran through answer. He wouldn't have got the full one like I had earlier. What about Corey West? He looks like a bad motherfucker. I do believe that he is probably the baddest motherfucker that's up and coming right now. And the potential that he has is absolutely fucking insane as far as I'm concerned. Looks like he's got power like no fucking other. Massive, looks like he'd be super hard to get a grip on with that massive hand. He's pretty fucking explosive, and for somebody that's only been into it for a little bit, he's actually got quite a bit of finesse too for a bigger man. Usually them bigger guys are just working on powerhouses. But I do believe that Corey West does have a lot of fucking potential, and he will be one of the next big dudes coming up. So, who's going to win, Devin or Michael? What's your prediction? I said Devin right at the beginning of the video. You're an hour and a half late. Or no, sorry, half hour late. We've only been going on for 30 minutes now. But yeah, Devin 4-2. So as Italian, I'm rooting for Hermes, but I want to see you crush him, at least in a round, and see you explode. I want to see myself crush him more than once. As Italian, I don't blame you for choosing for your countrymen. So, but don't be completely shocked if it doesn't work out in the way that you and the rest of your countrymen are hoping for it to go. Matt, what is your advice to someone with very small hands and short fingers? I am getting dominated by big-handed people, even girl, national champ. I am beginner. Take up knitting. No, I'm just joking. You need to take your hand more out of the game and utilize your hand a lot more. I would say try to suck more onto their side of the table. Assuming you're probably not a top roller, because it definitely does help with a bigger hand and everything else if you are a top roller. Unless you're explosive and you get a huge pop jump like Marcio Barbosa. But I would say try to get more on the other side of the table and use your arm a lot more. Learn how to bail and go into the strap and use the strap. The bigger your hand, the strap helps a little bit, but the strap, you're also connected to the person now. There's not so much hand in play if you know how to use it. So I would say learn how to slip and start using that strap. So Devin got that killer face. Michael has. Will be like a zebra against a lion. I would say, that's what I mean. I'd say that Devin is a lot more mentally stronger than what Michael is. I do, and I will give you one prediction. You may not be filmed, but I do guarantee you that if Devin does beat Michael, sometime from the time he loses to the time they get to the hotel, he will cry. I put 100% on that. Michael does not take losses very well. Devin took his loss pretty bad when he lost, but he used it more as fuel. Michael loses it in fuel, but emotion comes out a lot more first. So, I missed this one. James Coley. I was watching some vids from ARM-TV from like 2006, and you were in them. If this you arm wrestled the 2006 you now, you would win, and would it be close? No, I would fucking destroy myself if I was to pull myself in 2006 and the version of myself now, because I was good, I had some speed, but I still didn't really have a fucking clue what I was doing. I was doing it just because it felt comfortable at the time, but I wasn't doing it because I completely understood it. So I would say this version of myself would walk fucking circles around myself in 2006, because first of all, I know how I pull. I know how to beat me. So I would pull myself in a way that would make it easier to beat me. And myself back then wouldn't realize what the fuck was happening to me. It wasn't until probably 10 years ago where I actually realized not only how to pull through a certain position in the position I want to pull in, but also how and what my weaknesses were. So yeah, I believe I would fucking destroy myself in 2006. Would you have a suggestion on how to teach to connect your body to the table? I have a friend definitely stronger than me, and he can't connect, and he only pulls away from the table. Show him my ball video. Go on my tips and tricks training videos that I got on my playlist go take a look at that and get him to put some fucking tennis balls in there. Tennis ball here, tennis ball here. And get him going through his motions. Get him to pull you with the tennis balls in his arm and have it so he doesn't drop them tennis balls. If he drops them tennis balls, every time he does drop one, tell him he owes you $1. Eventually, he will try to keep them tennis balls into his arm and he'll learn to stay a lot tighter. Do you think you have any chances of becoming #1 in the world? I can tell you right now, I definitely need about another 30 to 40 fucking pounds on me before I would be able to answer that question truthfully. So I believe the potential is there, but I do believe that I've got a long way to go. Am I going to be able to achieve it before my career starts to decline? I really don't know, because I don't know how long it would take me to get to the desired weight that I believe I would need to get there. So right now, I don't know. I believe the potential's there, but there has to be mentally perfectly connected. My food intake has to be absolutely top fucking notch. And there's a possibility that I could get there. But right now, she's a long way away. So I'm looking at more taking care of Hermes before I can go for that fucking #1 spot. Yeah, a little laugh from training with Devin. Hello, Matt, and greetings from Finland. Hello, in Finland. Another place I'd love to go check out. Rado, have you dropped German protein powder? Matt, is your size genetic? Is everyone in your family 6 feet plus? I would say majority of the males in my family were over 5'11", 250-ish. My dad was a big man. He was 6 foot, 6'1". My papa, he was a big man. He was about 6'2", 260, 270. So, yeah. Size definitely runs in my family. What kind of size you use and where it goes, that's a different story altogether. So some of them had a bit of a beer bellies, some of them more built up top. It all depends on how we worked it all. So, but yeah, size definitely runs in my family. Harvey J, how are the fingers? Have you done anything to prevent future injuries? You're going to fucking blast through him. I want to see the rage. Good luck. I am telling you right now, the rage is gonna be off the fucking charts, because I'm trying to fucking hold this shit in and trying to hold it in, and I plan on letting it all fucking come out when I go to pull the motherfucker. So as for the hands and my fingers feel great. I don't have any aches or pains or anything in them. I believe they're healed up enough, and just from them being out of place and the cartilage and whatnot being slightly destroyed and rebuilding, I believe I have a fucking bunch of calcium buildup that's protected my fingers from being more into the dislocated positions. So I'm really fucking hoping that they hold up. I don't see my fingers really affected me much while I pull Hermes. Just with the style or the direction I feel that he's going to be going compared to the direction and the style and what I'm going to be trying to do to him. So I don't feel my fingers are going to completely be vulnerable in any way. So I think my fingers are good. I think my fingers are going to hold up just fucking fine. Also, you've actually gone through. Are you drinking maple syrup? Doesn't everybody drink maple syrup? I think everybody drinks maple syrup. Have you ever drinking maple syrup? If you haven't, you should try drinking maple syrup. And then you tell me if you want to stop drinking maple syrup. Let's go with that, eh? Thoughts about Wild Horse versus Vitaly Lalatin? Well, I'll tell you right now, if I beat Hermes, there's no way Vitaly could fucking touch me, right? Eh? So, I don't know. Vitaly is a bad motherfucker. Vitaly has a hit. He's got a strong hand. He's got a strong fucking arm. He can pull from any fucking position almost by the looks of it. And his leverage is just as long as mine, if not longer. So, do I think I would fare well against him? I think I'd have a chance against him. But I don't believe that it would be a cakewalk in any fucking way whatsoever. I tell you, I would be way more worried about Vitaly than I would be pulling Hermes. So, and when Hermes was pulling Vitaly in that after pull, I do not believe that we seen a 100% strong fucking Vitaly. Perfectly strong and healthy. And I could probably almost guarantee you right now that Hermes is 100% strong and fucking healthy. So, yeah, I don't know. I would love to have the opportunity someday, but let's see if I can beat Hermes first. So, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Are you planning to get in the hammer someday? Dude, I wanted the fucking hammer since I started with WL. Of course I want the fucking hammer someday. This is why I'm doing this, is because I want the hammer someday. When it's gonna happen, I don't know. We gotta wait and see what happens with WL once all this COVID shit starts to settle out. I keep hearing, seeing shit that they're not dead. So I've talked to them. I actually still needed to get permission from them to be able to pull Hermes over in Istanbul. So I'm still a contracted WL athlete. So I do believe that, yeah, I do believe that I may have my opportunity someday. But it's an opportunity that I want to earn. I don't want given to me should I get the opportunity to pull for the hammer. Randy Robbins, just want to show my support. Wishing you the best on your upcoming match. I also caught you on Neil pickup with Hermes. Love the confidence, bro. Randy Robbins, thank you, sir, for that super chat. It's by any means, it's not even confidence. I'm just speaking honestly what I'm thinking and what I'm fucking feeling at the time. I felt with Coach Ray's show, I was slightly kind of being attacked. They were trying to get me to look like the bad guy. And honestly, I was just seeing it as I fucking seen it. So I don't think, they liked where I was going with it. I don't really care. So don't try catfishing me without me throwing it a little bit back in your face. So, man, Evan Hermes is quick in the start. Would be cool to see a real match. Yeah, I do want to see a match. But at the same token, I believe when Hermes is out of his power, he loses lots. And I believe as soon as you take his power, like I felt a couple times before, as soon as I took him out of it, everything just went down easy. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this match. I don't know. I don't, honestly, if you guys are thinking they're going to be wars, I don't really fucking see this being wars, just stylistically. So, Matt, can you explain what exercises are your favorite for developing, rising, and back pressure? I believe I did this in my last live stream, but yes, rising, I use my towel. My towel video, you see it when I rise, I just bring her up a little bit more. That helps with my rising pressure. My pulley machine that I use, where I've got my little strap coming off the front, I hook that up to it and I'll work that backwards too. That's my rising pressure. Also when I'm doing my hammer curls and stuff, I'll work my hammer curls and I'll bring them up this way, right? So I just work through it along that way. But yeah, that's what I do for my rise. I just more so incorporate them into all my exercises. I don't specifically have one exercise that I do just for rising pressure. So how intense has been your training? My training has been, depends on the day. Some days it's really fucking intense. Some days it's consistent. If I'm really, really fucking sore and I go too intense, then I'm gonna hurt myself, I'm gonna tweak myself. And with the amount of time I was given to prepare for this match, with how I felt on the table prior to starting this match, then yeah, I didn't have any fucking room for error. I needed to make sure that I utilized every fucking inch of my time. And if I went too intense, too often, too much, I believe I would have set myself back weeks, maybe even a month. And honestly, with the amount of time I've given, with how I slowly tried to build myself up with that time, a week probably could have been or would be enough to set me back where mentally I feel I probably wouldn't have stood a chance. So they were as tense as I believe I possibly could have gone. I don't believe that I could have done any more to prepare myself for this match leading up to it than what I've done thus far. Obviously, I'm not done yet. There's a shit ton of mental stuff that I have to fucking do, and a bunch of visualizations and movements and everything else that I got to do hours upon hours upon hours over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I believe I've gone as intense as I possibly could have with the amount of time that I had to be able to recover from it. So also, have you developed such a strong side pressure? Like, any suggestions on it? My side pressure, I don't train so much side pressure. I believe if you go straight side pressure, lots of times you'll hurt yourself. Hutchins is able to pull it off. How? I don't know. I know every time I've tried to train side pressure, I've done shit to my elbow that I've regretted for months. So for my side pressure, it's more table time. And then it's also with my cable machine I was showing in my last live video, but I'll start out here and I'll just come across this way. That also helps build up that tendon right in here when you're getting into a hook or you're driving into that press. Stacy Lusky, thank you, ma'am, for that super chat. Hey, Matt, I'm so confident you'll win. You got this, by the way. How did Devin feel when you pulled him last while you all were training? Do you think he can beat Michael Todd? I answered this right at the beginning of my video. Yes, I do believe he can beat Michael Todd. Devin, when I pulled him, I was seeing in all my videos that he was 255. When I fucking seen that man, he was fucking 278, almost 280 pounds at the time. That was the biggest version of Devin I've ever fucking seen. The size of his hand right now is absolutely ridiculous. The strength that he has in his hand right now is unlike what I've ever felt in Devin before. So I believe that Devin, this is the best, biggest, strongest version of Devin that has ever walked the planet. And we are all gonna be able to see what he can do to an unbendable Michael Todd in 2 days. So I'm honestly so stoked about this match. I'm trying to concentrate on my match, but at the same time, I'm so hyped about watching his match. It's kind of hard for me to concentrate on my match. I kind of wish my match happened first so that I could put 100% focus on his as well, because I'm actually really stoked for this match. I think it's gonna be fucking phenomenal. So, but hopefully that answers your question. Thank you for that super chat. Hey Matt, big UK fan here. What goes through your head when you're in a match? What do you think about to win? I think about smashing his hand and everything that person owns through the fucking table. I picture him doing nasty, nasty things to my family, to my dog, to my things. I picture him trying to take absolutely everything I've worked my whole life for away from me. And I put that person into a very, very, very dark place in my mind. And yeah, that I literally want to fucking kill him. But with that being said, I don't completely lash out, but I pretty much put all my thought and everything into that area, and I put it as if me destroying him on the table takes all that back and stops all those bad things from happening. So that's kind of where I put myself mentally. So yeah, so if you ever do anything really mean or bad to my family, or I catch you stealing my shit, you might actually see that version that's rated R and will not be held back in any fucking way. Hopefully we never fucking see that version, because I don't know what I would do. So, have you ever had tendonitis, like golfer's elbow, etc.? How do you manage them? I think so. I don't know. I have pains all the fucking time when I'm really hitting her fucking hard. And how I get them out is deep muscle massages. Going to see my sports physiotherapist. I've got the best one in the fucking world, by the way. Here in Red Deer, Dave Jakar from Bone and Joint Physiotherapy. The guy is fucking phenomenal. Hooks me up to machines, ultrasounds, acupunctures, shockwave, you name it. It fucking helps all that shit tremendously. Old scar tissues, all that stuff. Get your blood flow, everything going again. If you're having excessive and lots of pains, I would suggest checking that out. Definitely the way to go. Machine Destroyer. Thank you, sir, for that super chat. Hey, Matt, big fan. Who do you have winning between Larry and Schoolboy? Larry's hand of Pronation seem to be a lot stronger now. Good luck on your match. Thanks, bud. I answered this right at the beginning of the video. I got Schoolboy. Yes, Larry's getting better. He's getting a little stronger, but he is nowhere close to where I believe Schoolboy is technically and strength-wise on the table. Will Larry get there someday? I believe he has the potential with how he's training, how he's going at it, and how he's taken in the information. He definitely looks like he's a lot more crisp. He has more finesse than he did 2-3 months ago, but it ain't enough. He needs at least another year or two of consistently training with somebody that's trying to get all his techniques and everything working better before I believe he even has somewhat of a given chance against Schoolboy. I think it's a little premature for them to be doing this, but I know exactly why they're doing it. I honestly don't think Larry himself believes he can do anything with Schoolboy right now. But for promotion reasons, I get it. I understand exactly why they're doing it. So, have I ever pulled Schoolboy? No, never pulled Schoolboy. I heard he is really good and actually really strong. I honestly do believe he is one of the better ones out there. Dennis Sabikov, how much for your shirt off? Well, you make that a pink super chat and I'll take my shirt off for you, buddy. Hey? Yeah. It doesn't matter where I stand, either way, too. It'll still look like I'm the same fucking distance from you, too, right? So, I agree. Larry has puncher's chance, no more. Yes, 100%. It's not looking good for Larry right now. So, Vitaly Lalatin, King's Move Stud. That's a new troll. Welcome, Troll Army. Can you beat me in the practice table? I think if Vitaly Lalatin develops a king move, I don't think anybody will ever fucking beat that guy. But I don't think you'll ever see him king's move. I've never seen him king's move anymore. Anyways. Michael Todd versus Gennady. Gennady is one serious bad motherfucker. I have to say Michael Todd, but Gennady definitely has the fucking potential to put the hurt on anybody in the world. What you think, Todd Hutchins? How that man can have so much power, even he won't look that strong. I have no idea how that fucking little dude has as much fucking power as he has in his bald little head. So I don't know. but he's definitely figured out. But the thing is, Hutchins came into the game right from the beginning at an older age with tremendous fucking side pressure and absolute strength right from the beginning. I believe he was banging with some of the top pros in the country and the States within the first year or two. So Todd is definitely figured it out on his training regimes and everything else on how he does what he does. He's an engineer by trade, and he's learned to engineer his body into a way better fucking form than what it was many, many years ago. And I believe he is consistently getting better. So looking forward to watching his match too. I do believe that he is going to take Zoloff. Hey Matt, can't wait for the wild horse to run wild on Hermes. Going to be epic. I can't fucking wait. I can't fucking wait. It needs to be released. The wild horse needs to be let the fuck out of the gates. The reins are coming off. Mac at K, show us your forearms. Right there. There ain't much. They're just fucking little guys. Matt, what makes Hermes so good? Can you explain? There's many things that makes Hermes good. He's strong. Obviously, you look at his hand, PRs and everything else that he did with Leary. He's strong. He's got a lot of finesse. He's got a lot of power in his post, and his rising pressure is insane. Doesn't so much have a lot of pronation as he does his back pressure rising, almost kind of like a high hook in a way, but it finishes way more with a top roll. That is what Hermes' bread and butter is. If you can take that away from him, then I do not believe he has as much. I believe as soon as his hand and his wrist go in a negative position, his power level drops significantly. And that is what my game plan is going to be. I plan on putting Hermes' wrist into a negative position. If I can get it into a negative position, then it's game over Hermes. If I'm not able to get in a negative position and he's able to maintain any of his cup and his rise, then she's going to be a long motherfucking day for the old wild horse. A long ride back to the fucking stables. He thinks that cheating is laughable. Yeah, I don't know. He kind of laughs at everything, I think, because he doesn't have a fucking clue what anybody just fucking said in the room. He just fucking laughs at it all. And then everybody just kind of laughs with him because he don't have a fucking clue what they just said. So, proud Canadian here, Matt. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Fat Master. Hey, Matt, do you manage periods when you're less motivated to train at the top and resistance of your strength? When I'm less motivated to train, I usually don't train. Unless I know I got something coming up, then I just push through it. There's lots of times over these last couple of months where I have not been motivated to train in any way, fucking shape or form. But there's a thing I got coming up in a couple of weeks that I need to be prepared for. So I push myself. And usually about 15, 20 minutes into pushing myself, everything starts to get more connected and I start to enjoy it. And those are usually my best workouts, when I feel no motivation, but I push myself anyways. How do you train your arms like that and not get wrist pain? Last time I lifted a weight, my wrists were gone for a week. Apparently it sounds like you don't train your wrist enough. Train your wrist more. Eventually your wrist won't give out. Right now it sounds to me like your wrists are your weakest link. So strengthen your wrists up and make it the strongest link where everything else dies down before your wrists do. And that's pretty much what you do. Years and years and years of doing it, and it'll happen. Tom Val, you what's Winkle? I probably butchered that fucking name. But thank you, sir, for that fucking super chat. Pronation or back pressure? What's more important for arm wrestling, in your opinion? I think both are equally as important, especially dependent on who you're competing against. I believe pronation, if your person is a 100% fucking hook, pronation is more important than back pressure, because you can give him all the back pressure you want, but if you haven't sucked him out of that cupping area, you're in a lot of fucking trouble. So I would say that pronation would be more important there, because when he's going to hook, if he gets in a negative position, now you can angle his arm into a way where he doesn't like it and attack the shit out of his bicep. But if you're going against top roller, back pressure definitely helps, because you can pull them to your side of the table. Pronation against a top roller, it's going to end up more in a slip, and you're going to end up in the straps. When you're strapped on, pronation definitely helps to get that hand control, but that back pressure, when you're in a top row position, you can pull your opponent more to his side of the table. So both equally as important. I do believe when you're working pronation, you're also working your back pressure and everything as well, just like you're rising. I call this all back pressure, rising pressure, same shit. See you later, have a good day at work, Randy Robbins. That sucks. Hi Matt, can you beat Devin this time? I haven't a fucking clue if I can beat Devin this time. If I can beat Devin right now, no. Couple months, possibly. Who fucking knows? Devin's still one of the baddest motherfuckers on the fucking planet, and I believe Devin is gonna fucking destroy it. Canadian Chihuahua, what's going on, my man? Hey Matt, will you do anything after pulling with different guys? Hi Matt, will you do any after pulling with different guys? Depends on who's there. I know it's gonna be fairly locked down, where there isn't gonna be a shit ton of spectators down into the building. But yeah, absolutely. Depends if my arms aren't completely fucking trashed. I'll be on that after pull table. I'll let everybody whoop my ass all fucking day long on that after pull table. And I'll take every fucking video of it too. And we'll get it all out there for everybody. So yeah, I'm hoping to get some after pulling in. So after pulling is what counts the most anyways. So, holy shit, we're coming up on 3 o'clock here. I am gonna have to cut this one short here right away. I got to pick up my youngest from school. Not my youngest, she's at home right now. She had a dentist appointment today. But my middle child from school. Her sister usually drives her, but she's working now. So I am gonna go pick up my fucking daughter from school. Who will be in my corner against Hermes? My buddy, Kirsten Prodigy. He will be in my fucking corner. We have training today. Go get ready. Yes, I will be going to fucking get ready for training right after I pick up my daughter. So, but yeah, thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm assuming half you motherfuckers already have. DC Beamer, thank you, sir, for that super chat. Cheers, my man. You have a good one too, buddy. Alrighty, guys, let's end this motherfucking chat here. Okay, you want to stop streaming? Yes.